Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I didn't post a video last week. I've been in the worst book slump ever, and I just had no content to post, honestly. But this one I kind of did like a little two-in-one video so that it wouldn't be short and boring for you guys. So first I'll show you guys what I read this month, which was only 2 books. I'm telling you, I was in the worst book slump. And the second part I'm gonna have my sister and my boyfriend each pick one book out of, I gave them 9 choices, and I had them each pick one book to be on my TBR for the next month. So I'll explain more about it later, but for now I will show you guys what I read in the month of March. The first book I read was The No-Show, and I did this audiobook style. I read about 60 pages, and I just wasn't picking it up, wasn't reading it, and so I just got the audiobook and I finished it in like a couple days. The way the back of the book puts it is 3 girls get stood up on Valentine's Day by the same guy. They forgive him, and it's kind of like, will they fall in love before they know what they're getting themselves into? It does have a lot of plot twists. It did kind of remind me of The Silent Patient kind of plot twist. It was okay. Again, I couldn't read it myself, so like I was ready to give it like low rating. But then when I got the audiobook, it wasn't that bad. It just wasn't super interesting to me. Jumping from girl to girl, it got a little bit boring if I'm being honest. Like some of them, I think Siobhan was like my favorite, and then the other 2 were like okay. But I will say probably the thing that made me stop picking it up is that it's in 3rd person. So I think it was in 3rd person, and just like the writing style of 3rd person I didn't like. I don't think I've read any other book that's in 3rd person, so it just wasn't my favorite. But I ended up giving it 3 stars. The next book I read was on my Kindle, and it was Good Morning Monster. I'll insert a picture. But this is A Therapist Shares 5 Heroic Stories of Emotional Recovery. So it was 5 separate patients, and from the beginning I knew I wasn't going to rate it because they're true stories, and so how do you rate true stories? Like, how do you rate a memoir? But I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 stars on how, like, easy it was to read. She didn't drag anything on, didn't, like, add unnecessary details that made it boring. Like, all of it was just short and sweet. It's, like, 360 pages, but it's 5 different patients, and it's like 5 years of therapy with each of them. So it was really interesting to read about. And what I got from the book is that your girl needs therapy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it was so good. I honestly highly recommend, because it's true stories. So even if you don't like reading, these are true stories, and you just see the way that these people like change their lives. It was really good. Highly recommend. 5 out of 5 for the way she wrote it. And I'm not gonna rate the true stories because some of them are traumatizing. Like, look up trigger warnings. Some of them are traumatizing. I really enjoyed it. So those are the 2 books I read for March. And so that this video wouldn't be 4 minutes long, probably 2 by the time I'm done editing and taking out all the parts that I'm like stalling and saying stupid shit. I'm looking at my sister now. That's gonna be cropped out. I'm just kidding. So that the video wouldn't be 2 minutes long, I am going to add the second part of this video. So again, like I said, it's gonna be my boyfriend and my sister picking a book to be on my TBR for April. And the reason I'm doing this is, 1, I'm in the worst book slump, so I need kind of accountability. Like, I need someone to be holding me accountable to, like, did you read the book? Did you like the book? But also, second, I think I need to, like, stop looking at my books and thinking, like, which one do I pick? Do I want to finish the Akatar series? Do I want to pick up another series? I don't know which one to pick. Like, this way, they picked for me. I told them what it was about. They picked the one that sounded the most interesting. And those are the 2 books I'm going to try to read for April. So enjoy the second part. Here it is. Okay, guys, so for the second part of the video, I picked 9 books. I did 3 like random, 3 romance, and 3 fantasy. So I'm gonna call over my sister and my boyfriend, and they're gonna pick one of each, and that's gonna be the books on my TBR. This is my sister, by the way. Hi. Her name is Liz. And she's the one that I got into reading, but she claims that she was already reading before me. But she wasn't.
I was.
No, you weren't.
I read my Selena book before anything.
One book. One fucking book. And I've gotten you reading like a whole bunch more, huh? Yeah. The only books that I'm like, okay, she's read on her own is the Off-Campus series. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so this one is Shadow and Bone. And this one is about she, like her area, her home gets attacked. She ends up finding out that she has new magic. And she starts training it, but she has to master it in order to like help actually save everything.
That's part of a series?
Yes.
Oh.
This is Kingdom of the Wicked. This one's about the twin sisters. They're witches. They're trying to go unnoticed among humans, but then her sister gets killed. And then she wants to get revenge for her twin sister. And she meets, his name is Wrath, which is someone of the wicked. And he claims he's on her side trying to help her. But it's like, oh, people from Kingdom of the Wicked like aren't what they seem.
So you don't have to read this one first and then the other one to like understand it or anything?
No, this is a whole different book.
Oh, okay.
Like any series ones I'm showing you, they're the first ones.
Oh, okay.
This is the Atlas 6. So this one is about, there's 6 magicians. They like get invited to be part of a new society, but accepting the invitation sometimes means getting close to people who are their enemies or betraying like allies, and then they have to fight to be the person that gets accepted into the society. So that's fantasy. All boring. Okay, Colleen Hoover.
You haven't read November 9th?
No. Oh, hell no, she's gonna pick this one. Don't be basic.
Okay.
Colleen Hoover, November 9th. They meet every day on November 9th. Okay, you know that one. Okay. You Deserve Each Other. This one is I think they're engaged, but then they call it off because they like don't get along that well. But now that they call it off, they start like pranking each other and being more chill with each other. They end up finding out that like, we do like each other.
Okay. I want to read that one.
Before I Do is...
I almost bought that one.
Yeah, I like it. It sounded interesting. She's about to get married, has a perfect life, and then I think somebody, like a guy that she met once before comes into her life, and so she's kind of like...
Yeah, he gives her cold feet.
Yeah. Perfect. These are the randoms. The Secret History is, I think it's students that are in like they have a classics professor, and so they kind of start being like misfits, following like the classic like books, you know, like following their lead kind of what
kind
they
of
do.
like Dead Poet Society.
Okay. But then they go a little too far. Okay. Project Hail Mary. It's about a guy who wakes up in a spaceship. He's completely confused about what's going on, but then like he has no memory. Ends up slowly finding out that he's the one that is supposed to be saving the world kind of shit, so he needs to like hurry up.
That's cool.
I know. And then Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I don't really get what this one... It's like he moves his family into a new little place. It seems very calm and quiet, but it's also kind of eerie. Like he has like a freeway behind him, and like the trucks pass by really fast, so it's kind of like, why do they pass by so fast by here? And then there's a cemetery, like a pet cemetery at his backyard, and he starts to get like hauntings and people telling him like don't go in there, but I think he does, and so he finds out like why it's scary. So those are your 9 choices. What do you pick?
This one.
Let's see. I had a feeling. Okay, say why you picked it.
Because it's about sisters.
I knew it.
This reminds me of Twitches.
Oh, okay.
So
this is Liz's pick. Hear what they were about or no?
No.
Okay. So I picked 3 of each. 3 random, 3 romance, 3 fantasy. Liz has picked a fantasy. Okay. Pet Cemetery, guy moves his family into a new house, seems very calm, but the trucks pass by like really fast, kind of has this eerie vibe. He has a pet cemetery in his backyard, and people and also like haunted clues he's getting to not go in there, and I think he goes in there, and I think like that's kind of what the book is about. Okay. Project Hail Mary, a guy wakes up in a spaceship, has no clue what's going on, has no memory, but then slowly finds out he's the one that has to like save the world kind of thing. Okay. Secret History, they're in a like classic English class, and they start like following like the misfit kind of vibe that they're reading about, but then they go a little too far.
Okay.
Before I Do is she has like a perfect life, is about to get married, but then I think her sister brings her date is like this guy that she met one time a long time ago, but he gives her cold feet because she wonders like, should I be with you instead, kind of thing.
Damn.
You Deserve Each Other. What? Your face. Okay, You Deserve Each Other. They're about to get married. I think they are engaged. They call it off because they don't get along, but now that they're have no pressure of like the engagement and stuff, they start to prank each other. They start to be more cool with each other, and they realize that like maybe they do fit together.
Oh, okay, that's sweet.
Okay. November 9th, there's a girl and a guy that agreed to meet every day on November 9th only, and every year that day they spend the day together.
Okay. And all of these you haven't read, right?
No. The Atlas Six, there's 6 magicians that get an invitation to like go into this like elite society, but like sometimes accepting that is like they can betray their allies, or it means like getting close, really close to like their enemies. But they all fight to be in this society. So those 6 magicians like fight each other to be in the society. Okay. And then Shadow and Bone. Shit, I don't really know what this is about. I feel like people who have read these books will sometimes be like, bitch, that's not what it's about. But whatever. That's what like I'm getting from the back of the book, okay? Her home, I think, gets attacked, and she ends up finding out that she has this like new magic, and she has to train to master that magic in order to like actually save her world, I think. Okay? So those are your 8 choices.
That was 8.
Yeah, that was 8.
For like 12.
So bruh. These are your 8 choices. What do you pick?
I like this one. And this. Okay, probably this one. Is this the one that they end up cool?
No, this one.
Okay. Because I think it's sweet.
Okay. Cool. This is Ivan's choice. So that's it. That's the book that my sister chose and my boyfriend chose. And I will hopefully do a separate video to review these 2. And so I'll see you guys in that video. Hope you enjoyed. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.